Hey YouTube, it's Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters. Here's an electronic drum video. Today I'm going to be talking about this Lemon 16-inch 3-zone ride cymbal that I just picked up. Actually, I made a video about this a few days ago with my TD-8 module saying how I could only use 2 of the zones because my module doesn't support 3-zone rides. However, I figured out a way to make it work, and it's actually not as difficult as you might think. So if you have an old TD-8 module, you can make a 3-zone ride work with it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. When I first bought the ride, I thought for sure I would be able to get it to work using multiple inputs on the module, but then I tried some things and I couldn't get it to work before, but then last night I was like, well, maybe if I do this, it'll work, and then it did. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a second, but first off, let's talk about internet security and privacy and pure VPN. Now, if you want to get online without your internet service provider or Google or Facebook or all of these companies being able to track all of your moves, definitely use a VPN. And you can use this one, which is Pure VPN. There's a link down below. You can get some special prices. They have great solutions for annual and monthly fees, and they're a really, really great company, so check them out. Also, make sure you follow Demonic Sweaters on Spotify. There's a link down below, trying to get up to 100 followers, and you guys can help me out and also get to hear some great music. So check that out, and let's go ahead and talk about how I was able to get a 3-zone ride cymbal to work on a 2-zone supported module. So here we go. All right, so in order for this to work, there's a couple things you need to understand. The ride cymbal itself has 2 outputs, and one of them is the bow of the cymbal and the edge of the cymbal, and then the other output is the bell. So in order for this to work on a TD-8, you have to use the ride input on the module, which will give you the bow and the edge, as well as crash 2 input on the module. You can't use the aux input because it's just a different type of input and it won't work with the bell cymbal on the ride. But if you use the crash 2 input, it will. And then if you have a second crash, like I do, all you have to do is plug that into your aux input. So this is just a single zone crash and it works just fine in the aux input. And in fact, you could split that aux input into 2 different triggers if you wanted to, but I'm not doing that right now. And then I still have a dual zone input over here on my crash 1, although I still have a single zone crash on that one. So that's pretty much how you do it. Now if I show you in the back, we have one input, sorry, it's kind of crowded back here, but we have one input coming out and going to the ride input right there, which is number 10. And then the second one, which is going to be our bell, that's the brown cable, that's going over here to crash 2, and that's number 9. So what you have to do after you get all that set up, basically set up your samples to work with those different outputs. So what I mean by that is if we go in here and zoom in on my screen, sorry, it's kind of hard to see. So if I hit the bow of the cymbal, we're seeing the rock ride sample, and if I hit the edge, you see rock ride edge, that's that right there where it says RDE, and then if I hit the bell, you see RDB, and now you'll notice up here that switched to trigger number 9, and that's my crash input. So that's how you do it. And then what you're going to have to do though is actually go in and make some fine-tune adjustments in the trigger setup. So let me show you what I did to those. If I go in here to setup, we go to trigger, we go to basic. Now for the bell, you're going to have to turn your bell sensitivity, at least with the Lemon 3-zone ride, all the way up to 16. And then I have my threshold set at 2, and then I also have my velocity curve set to loud, because the only problem with doing it this way, it was a little bit quiet, but I was able to get it plenty loud enough with these settings. Now if I hit the bow, you can see my sensitivity is actually set to 9 on this one, and then threshold is set to 2, and then velocity curve is set to log 1. And then if I hit the edge, that's going to be the same. Now another thing I should mention, if I go back to the bell and then I press the rim button, let me show you here, let me zoom out a little bit. For some reason, when you do it this way, you can actually end up getting 4 zones. And what I mean by that is you'll get 2 on the bell and then 1 on the bow and 1 on the edge. So all you have to do if you end up getting 2 on the bell, that happened to me, it was really hard to, decide which one you're hitting. They just seem to go randomly. Just make them the same. So all you have to do that is go in here, hit the bell, first turn off rim, and make sure you're on Rock Ride Bell there, and then press rim button, and then make sure you're also on Rock Ride there. And then also make sure your pitches are set the same as well. And then you'll have a 3-zone ride, and it's working really, really well, actually. And now that I have this lemon cymbal set up the way it should be, as a ride cymbal, I love it. It actually is very responsive, and it works really well set up like this, and it's great. So I'm just gonna show you guys a little bit of playing. So there you have it, totally possible to make a 3-zone ride work on a 2-zone supported module, as I showed you just now. So anyway, hopefully you guys learned something. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And once again, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload new content, as well as follow me on Spotify. There's a link down below. Anyway, I apologize for the background noise. There's always something crazy going outside my window here in Brooklyn, New York, but that's just life in Brooklyn. So anyway, I'll see you guys really soon. Take care. Later.